Hi there, I'm Dave Housholder, and I'm a pastor in California. And we have planted a church during COVID in Alberta, the Well at Wild Rose Country in Stony Plain. They planted it out of our church here in California, and we've learned that you folks in Canada are facing huge challenges that we're not facing to the same extent here in the United States. And what if I told you that we're going to gather on April the 4th, and we're going to face these challenges that you folks are all facing, and we're going to search the scriptures, and we're going to seek the Holy Spirit directly, because we believe that the Lord is going to give us answers to get victory over these challenges. And I want to invite you to join me on April the 4th at CLBI in Camrose, Alberta, and we're going to face the following challenges, things we've learned about, things that you know about. The first one is secularization. Canada is far advanced of the United States in terms of secularization, more like Europe. Christianity is being marginalized and pushed to the margins of society. And this puts you in a really difficult position. And it's hard to be what used to be a majority of believers now is a very small minority of people who are practicing Christians, and it's difficult to have any kind of social leverage in Canada. Also, there's a lot of legal issues. We have the Bill of Rights down here in the United States, and we're able to speak freely from the pulpit in church, anywhere, and that's sort of one of our basic human rights down here, but it's a little bit more of a gray area in Canada. Now, I've heard from Christians in Canada that there are certain biblical teachings that can be regarded as hate speech. So what do we do about that? How do we meet the challenges of legal and political issues? And the secularization that I just talked about before. Another issue is stigmatization. In Canada, as things become more secular, Christians get stigmatized and kind of thrown into one pile as being narrow-minded, not accepting, not loving, angry, whatever it happens to be, because they're not going along with certain social and political agendas. And when you're stigmatized, it's hard to share your faith because you have to overcome that when you share your faith with a non-believer. The fourth thing I want to talk about is generational shifts. Churches in Canada are aging at a very rapid rate, and there's a lot of smaller churches with virtually nobody of childbearing age, and that does not bode well for demographics. If we don't renew ourselves with the next generation, there's a real challenge here, and that's why we're meeting at CLBI, because we want to connect with young people who are going to be the church leaders directly of the future, and we want to pray with them and seek God's solutions together. I believe that God does have a future for the younger generation of young adults. Another issue is internal disputes. The church in Canada is very fragmented along all kinds of lines. Even Bible-believing and Spirit-filled Christians often aren't in close fellowship with one another. This is why we have to come together and overcome those things. During COVID, a lot of us retreated into silos of people who share exactly the same theology as we do, and we've lost that sense of unity. If we're not unified, then we can't face up to these challenges. So here's the goal for April 4th. We're going to gather at CLBI, all Christian leaders, ordained lay people, whatever. Come on down to CLBI. We're going to meet with CLBI students. We're going to search the scriptures, and we're going to seek the Holy Spirit directly that He would speak to us about these issues. I believe that we can all leave at 2 o'clock with a lot of encouragement that the Lord gives us so that we can know exactly what to do about these things. I believe that wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, the Lord is there in the midst of us. And if we can get dozens of people to show up, I believe we can make a difference for Alberta. I believe we can make a difference for Canada. And I believe that we can make a difference for all of North America. It's often been said, what can a group of a few dozen people do? Well, the truth is, it's small groups of highly committed people that have always made the biggest difference in the long run. Be a part of that. I'll see you on the 4th. Bring a van full of people, get signed up. I'm going to leave a QR code so that you can sign up right here. And I would love to see you as we seek the Lord together, because the Lord has a plan A for overcoming the challenges that are facing Alberta, Canada, and eventually all of North America. I will see you on April the 4th.